Woo! Thank you, everybody, for bearing with us. Let me get my hammer out. My mini Lincoln Heights trash can. Okay, this meeting is called to order. This is a meeting of the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council. This is a general board meeting. The date is Thursday, July 21st. It is approximately 6:08 p.m. With that, roll call, please, Secretary Sanchez.
All right, Sarah Clendenning.
Present.
Ben Wadsworth.
Present.
Vincent Chente Montalvo.
Present.
Fernanda Sanchez, present. Nancy Soto.
Present.
Benny Madera.
Present.
Annalie Har.
Present.
Melanie Bolomo Shiflett. I'll go back to Melanie. Didier Delizer.
Present.
Jessica Johnson.
Present.
Diego Zapata is excused. Gil Arevalo is excused. Richard Ortiz.
Present.
Steve Lucero.
Here.
Selena Ortega.
Present.
Esmeralda Landeros.
Present.
Melanie Bolomo Shiflett.
Oh yeah, she was here.
She's here, but I think it looks like she's stuck.
All right, I'm having trouble with my AirPods. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Here, I'm sorry.
Thank you. ma'am.
present. We have 14 members. We have quorum.
All right, we have exactly quorum. Thank you, Fernanda. Okay, we're going to move on to item number 2, a non-agenda public comment. Everybody from the public, if you have a comment that you want to make about something that's not on the agenda, you have 2 minutes to speak. You can speak by pressing *9 or raising your hand on Zoom.
Awesome. We have Kathleen Johnson. You have 2 minutes to speak.
Hi, I think this is the time we're supposed to make announcements. I'm Kathleen Johnson. I'm Executive Director of the LA River State Park Partners. And my colleague Hugo is also on the line, so he could speak for a few minutes. But we just wanted to let you all know that we're having a really fun, family-friendly, all-ages bike day event at LA State Historic Park on Sunday, the 31st from 9 a.m. to noon with People for Mobility Justice, a kind of bike rodeo and an art activity, and we're raffling a free kids bike and snacks. So it's all part of our group bike commuting project called Civic, and we're also recruiting riders for a mid-August ride where we're offering a $100 incentive and a free adult bike raffle. Civic is about getting groups of commuters leaving Northeast downtown LA upward, first along a route north along the river, commuting to and from work with the safety of a pod and a lot of wraparound support. So we could share more information for folks that are interested, but just wanted to really share about Bike Day and get people interested in Civic more broadly. And Hugo might have a few things to say too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Kathleen. We have Hugo Garcia.
Okay, hi. Good afternoon, Neighborhood Council. I just want to emphasize a couple of things. I think Kathleen said it all, but I just want to emphasize I'm doing the community engagement and outreach for the project, and I've been reaching out to Lincoln Heights in particular, in Chinatown, William Mead, those areas that are like most closest and adjacent to the park. And the project feels very strongly that we want to involve the communities that are close to the park, and especially like Lincoln Heights. So I've been out talking to, like, say, the tutorial program, been over to William Mead at Ann Street, door knocking at all the William Mead units. Going to continue doing outreach on North Broadway, and then in Chinatown, over in with East Winds and Castellar Elementary, Alpine. So we really are trying to activate the community to come out to the park. So we hope that you can also share our information that we've been sending, and hope that some of you can make it out there. We're going to be having additional bike days in September and October also, and we'll be letting you know about that. So thanks for the minute that you gave us to make this announcement.
And one other quick thing, if I'm still unmuted, if we have the opportunity to do a longer presentation on one of your agendas on the civic bike commuting initiative, we would love to have the opportunity to go into a little more detail about the value of the program.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. We have Nayantara Banerjee. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that.
Hi, my name is Nayantara Banerjee, and I conduct industry research and lead strategic partnerships for the Garment Worker Center, a nonprofit organizing LA's 45,000 garment workers based in downtown Los Angeles. Thank you for having me. I'm here to call attention to the discriminatory land use and zoning policies through the Downtown LA 2040 Community Plan, which threatens thousands of workers and hundreds of businesses that make up the densest garment producing area in the country. 83% of the value of the United States cut and sew sales come from LA manufacturers and garment workers who, under COVID, also went straight to work producing masks and other PPE, along with sweatpants for the rest of us in the pandemic, risking their own well-being. Over the past 7 years, we received no outreach from the city planning department about the planned rezoning of the fashion district downtown. Once we learned of this late last summer, we held focus groups and took city planners and Councilmember De Leon's staff on a tour of the fashion district. We were successful in getting the CPC to commission a study of the impact of this plan on the fashion district, which is scheduled for release next month. Our members are men and majority women who immigrated from Mexico and Central America. They have on average 21 years of experience in the garment industry, live in close proximity to the fashion district, and rely on public transportation to get to and from work. They have families and deep community roots here. If they lose their jobs because of development, they will be extremely susceptible to losing their housing and being fully displaced from their communities. We estimate nearly half of garment workers will be directly impacted by this plan, either due to displacement from the fashion district of their employer or due to the disruption of this unique ecosystem in which businesses rely heavily on close proximity to other supply chain actors in the day-to-day of their operations. This ecosystem and these skilled workers cannot be replaced. We have put forward proposals in response to the DTLA 2040 plan that will preserve, protect, and incentivize garment manufacturing in downtown Los Angeles, and you can see that at our website, protectdtlagarmentjobs.org. With all this in mind, I'd like to ask that you discuss this in the Planning and Land Use Committee in order to recommend the full board support our proposals. Thank you.
Thank you. And I would recommend that you email one of us to get on the agenda for that.
Okay.
We have Goat Puppet.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm on a meeting, sir. Oh, okay. Yes. So, greetings to the rebellion. So, of course, you heard the good news. Did you know that we're down to 14 council members now? Yes. And the reason why is because Herb Wesson went back to the scene of the crime. It was 5 years ago. Then he went to the judges in the Moss courthouse and said, I was threatened with death. And of course they believed him. I mean, would you believe them? Yes. And so he got a restraining order. 5 years later, he got his restraining order Tuesday. Yes, and so now, as you know, what about Gil Sedildo? And what about Kevin DeLyon? They voted for this illegal action. And I know that everybody here tonight is very upset. Yes, you are. We've been paying somebody that's not even allowed to sit on the council $26,000 a month. This is outrageous. I know you want the money back, and I know you're rooting for Mark Ridley Thomas, that he will be reseated and repaid his back pay. Because unlike other neighborhood councils, you believe that Mark Ridley Thomas is innocent of all charges. Well, I don't get it. Well, he's presumed innocent. And yet, despite being presumed innocent, he got tossed out of City Hall and replaced with an illegal placeholder who took his soup, who took his car, his vote, and even his pay and health benefits. So I think you should file a CIS demanding that this injustice be returned. Because remember, everybody, the FBI has a 99.4% conviction rate. So the chances of Ridley getting off in November is like you growing wings and flying to Mars. But until that time, don't you think he had to get his back pay? Yes. Don't you think he should get his health benefits? Absolutely. And of course, you know that he'll appeal his conviction, which will mean it's not a final conviction. The appeal could take 3 to 5 more years. Yes. So I thought I'd give you an update, and I hope you file your CIS tonight on this. Oh, thank you for the update. No, thank you.
Great, thank you. Fernanda?
I don't see any more hands up.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to item number 3, community and board announcements, 2 minutes per person. If there's anybody from the community who has an announcement, you have 2 minutes to speak. Please raise your hand or press *9.
We have Angelica.
Hi, and good evening to everyone. I first want to extend my greetings to the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council, and thank you all for allowing me to make a presentation or an announcement tonight. And hellos and greetings as well to all the members of the public. So we're here tonight just to announce and invite everyone to an end of summer back to school giveaway event that we're having later in this month, actually just about a little more than a week away, on Saturday, July 30th at the Lincoln Heights Youth Arts Center. So if folks aren't familiar, we are a facility of the City of LA Department of Cultural Affairs. And we have had to basically, just like every other organization and businesses, we've had to transition our programming to online services for the duration of the pandemic. So we are really excited to be getting back into our community arts center to provide an in-person service with this walk by and drive by sort of small walk by event. So just to give you a little bit of information, each student ages 4 to 21 will be receiving a free Lincoln Heights Youth Arts Center tote bag. We're really happy to be able to give away child-sized masks, COVID-19 rapid tests, hand sanitizers, some school supplies, some art supplies, and a native plant. And we're very grateful and appreciative to a partnership that we have for this giveaway with Northeast Trees, as well as St. John's Well Child and Family Center that are providing the at-home rapid tests. So again, we are the Lincoln Heights Youth Arts Center. We're located at 2911 Altura Street, right here in Lincoln Heights. And we'll be there Saturday, July 30th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it will be one tote bag per student and 1 native plant per family. And we're just really excited to be able to get back in person with our community members. Everyone is invited. And I can also send, I don't know if there's a way to share the flyer with the community, but if you would let me know that, we'll do that as well.
Thank you, Angelica.
Thank you. You could just email it to me, and then I'll put it on.
All right, sounds great. Thank you all.
All right.
Good night. You're welcome.
We have Goat Puppet.
Yes. So let's see, get out your calendars for August. Okay. August 19th, we find out if Herb Wesson is a criminal and will be permanently barred from voting on any items again so long as he shall live. That's in Department 90. At the Moss Courthouse, Judge Strobel, S-T-R-O-B-E-L. Sounds like strudel, yes. November begins the United States of America versus Mark Ridley Thomas. Allegations, fraud while on the board of supervisors. Well, I don't get it. What do you do with the city? Well, that's what I mean. He's not accused of any wrongdoing involving the city. So that's a good point. How come he was suspended then? Why? We'll find out November. And finally, your favorite trial, United States of America versus Jose Luis Huizar Jr., also known as the gang member Skippy Don. Yes, he'll be facing his 24-count indictment. And of course, don't forget the fugitive, campaign donor, Chinese developer Jang Wang Gu, Rob Don John, and Bing Bong Slim, who are sitting in China right now as fugitives. So if you've seen anybody that looks like they've been recently from China and have bags of money falling out of their pockets, please call the FBI office as soon as possible. Okay, good. Anything else? Yes. Apparently in Sherman Oaks, somebody got attacked at the Wells Fargo bank carrying $10,000 cash. So if you see anybody in your neighborhood driving around with the windows open and $100 bills flying out of their windows, please call 213-473-7008 and speak with the FBI snitch coordinator for the city council. Excellent. Yes. And finally, where's Gil Cedillo? I know you're planning a retirement party, I heard, for him, if I'm correct. Yes, it will be held behind City Hall next to a dumpster, and we will give out gifts. And that will happen December the 1st. Join us for that celebration, yes. Gil Cedillo, retired from City Hall.
Thank you.
December the 1st.
Thank you, Puppet.
Yes.
Any other public announcements? Press *9 or raise your hand. You have 2 minutes.
I don't see any other hands up.
Okay, any board member announcements?
I have one quick announcement. So they are taking feedback from neighborhood councils regarding going back to in-person meetings. So I filled out the survey and there's the option of not wanting to go back in person and staying through Zoom. Tomorrow's the deadline to submit that. So I encourage everyone to fill out that survey. And I put that through Zoom is more equitable for our community and it's safer due to the pandemic. And we've had more participation, I think, via Zoom. So the survey is pretty important. Tomorrow is the deadline.
Ooh, thank you, Fernanda. Any other board member announcements?
I don't see any hands up.
Okay. Next, we're going to move on to government reports. Item number 4. If there are any government representatives or elected public officials on the horn, please raise your hand or press *9. You have 2 minutes to speak or to address it.
There's Jose Galdames.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Jose Galdames with the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. Just have some updates for the board. Just as earlier Fernanda mentioned regarding the NC readiness survey. Again, this was emailed out to all board members. So the department would like to get a response from all board members. If you can take some of your time to just fill out the survey, provide us feedback in regards to the NC readiness for hybrid or in-person, going back to meetings. Also, the other thing too is that we're focusing on is the neighbor council elections for 2023. So the 2022-2023 neighbor council election seasons opens up in November 26th of 2022. The Department of Neighborhood Empowerment is responsible for the NC elections engagement and also supports NC elections outreach, while the city clerk elections divisions oversees the election administration. And with that, also as a reminder, with the city clerk elections division, they sent out to the neighborhood councils back in June the elections information worksheet to get the input from the neighbor councils in regards to the polling locations that the neighbor council would like to have, and the hours as well for the polling place, and the languages that may be added on besides the English and Spanish. So if there's any additional languages that the voter registration form, candidate registration form, ballots should be also translated to provide those languages on the form and the contact information for the outreach chair or elections chair if the neighborhood council has those. Again, the deadline for that is August 1st, 2022, and it will require also the board action. And also in regards to the digital communications policy, attend one of our upcoming trainings to learn the best practices for implementing the neighborhood council digital communications policy before it takes effect on October 4th of 2022. Sessions will start with the basics of every NC member should know using digital channels like social media, and then move on into a discussion of recommendations and tips for NC administrators managing their NC's social media accounts, website, or newsletters. You'll have the chance to ask questions about the policy and how it applies to you and your NC's accounts and your work during the event registration, as well as during the live sessions. So the upcoming dates would be Thursday, July 28th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Also Wednesday, August 31st from 6:30 to 8 p.m. as well. I emailed out the information to our SVP for those sessions to the board. Again, and also the information also gets sent out in the monthly updates that are sent at the beginning of the month, which every board member gets additional more details of announcements that are shared with all the neighborhood council system. If you're not receiving those, please let me know so that we can make sure that your email is on the forwarding list of the board, and so that we're receiving those communications. In regards to board member trainings, again, please make sure to take a look at the empowerlead.org website /LHNC. There you'll see the board roster. It provides you with the expiration training dates for all neighborhood council board members. If your training is about to expire or has expired, please make sure to go to Cornerstone and log in to update your training. If you're having issues with the portal, please feel free to communicate over to me, or you can email communications@empowerlead.org so that they're able to reset your credentials so that you're able to log in and take the training that you may need to renew. That's pretty much it. Thanks. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, sorry, I forgot one more thing. The bylaws. So there was an update on the bylaws that was sent out to the board. I also attached the track changes, what the changes were. So it's just something that was missed during the 2020, where the ordinance for the uniform voting age was changed. So for the youth seat, the only change was to the youth seat on the attachment B for the voter eligibility. It mentioned 16, but for the youth seat, the minimum voting age is 14 years or older, which also was referenced on the Article 10 elections, Section 3 of the minimum voting age as well. So those were the changes that we've just done on the bylaws as far as just to make sure that's in compliance of that ordinance.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Jose. Mel has an.
Yeah, Melanie?
Hey, Jose, can you just clarify, does that mean the minimum voting age to just vote for the youth seat is 14 or just minimum voting age for all voters is 14?
Just the youth seat, the minimum voting age for the youth seat is 14 years or older. For
Got
all
it,
the
okay.
other seats, it's 16 years or older.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
And I have a quick question too, Jose. I just want to clarify. I feel like it's been asked before, but if there's like hate speech in like the usernames of one of the attendings, are we allowed to censor that word or like rename it?
Just abbreviate like the first name or just the first letters, if anything. You don't have to read out the full on name if it's something that reads off as offensive. Just as a way to just address them.
Thank you.
All right. Any other board member comments?
We have Lily Yost.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lily, and I'm a summer intern with the Mayor's Office of Public Engagement, and I have a few updates. The first update is that Wendy Castro emailed the board listserv the Mayor's Office area report for the month of July. The report includes links to a variety of resources for the community, updates on topics such as public safety, COVID, and small businesses, among many other things. If you did not receive the email, please check with your fellow board members to forward the email to you and confirm with Dunn that your board's roster is up to date. Next, Money Management International provides financial counseling assistance to small business owners in the city of LA at no cost. To speak to a consultant to assist with financial counseling, you can call 888-645-2227. And for Spanish, you can call 877-809-3429. Next up, in Immigration Services, the Los Angeles Public Library New American Centers is offering free virtual immigration services, including assistance with naturalization, lawful permanent resident card renewals, fee waiver applications, DACA renewals, questions about adjustments of status, and more. To schedule a virtual appointment, visit www.lapl.org/newamericans. And next up, as mentioned before, 2-day-a-week outdoor watering mandates took effect in June for all LADWP customers. So reset your sprinklers today and help save the drop. Learn about this and other water use restrictions, as well as rebates, by visiting the LADWP.com website. Angelinos can be a part of LA's GND, the Green New Deal, by implementing projects in the Neighborhood Council Toolkit. The latest GND annual report is also now available by visiting plan.lamayor.org. LA City Sanitation is still conducting free composting workshops throughout the month of July. Visit lacitysan.eventbrite.com to register. That's all the updates I have. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lily. Word. All right, is there community announcements or board announcements? Please raise your hand or press *9.
We have Goat Puppet again.
Puppet?
Unmute me. I did. Ow! Ow! My nose. Ow! So again, where is your buddy? I thought Kevin De Leon liked you. Was I mistaken? So apparently he didn't bring an envoy here today. Therefore, Kevin De Leon also hates you. And of course, Gil Cedillo My God, when's the last time he came here with a representative? He also hates you. No city attorney either, huh? Nope. Well, he hates you too. And the only people who like you are Dunn and even the mayor, the good old mayor. Yes. And I'm surprised that the deputy forgot to tell you about his ambassadorial appointment and what's happening in the Senate with that. I thought he was up to India to become an ambassador. Nope, that's right. It's been blocked. Not by evil Democrats, but by moderate Democrats. Yes, Democrats from Hawaii have been saying bad things about your mayor, that he's a sexual harasser and that he puts up with employment-based discrimination. Yes. Of course we know that's true, though, don't we? We've been dealing with Eric Garcetti for 21 years. And finally, December the 1st, he will be out of our lives. And even he sends an envoy. See what a good sport he is? Because when he's on the unemployment line in January 2022, he'll be here with you and I. That's good grammar, yes. It's not you and me, people, it's you and I. Asking for nonprofit donations as he forms some phony nonprofit to do something worthless to collect free government money. That's my good buddy, Eric. We hope he doesn't get indicted by the FBI. Oh no, if that happened, I don't think I could live with myself. That completes my report.
All right. Final call. Community board announcements. You have 2 minutes to speak. Anybody from the public have an announcement? Please raise your hand or press star 9.
Don't see any hands up.
All right. We're going to move on to item number 5 real quick. Committee announcements. Any committee reps, chairs, vice chairs, anybody want to update anybody on their committee real quick? Or anybody? Selena?
We're going to be meeting soon. I know I had said that we were going to meet a few weeks ago, but hopefully by next weekend we'll be meeting. So just to let everyone know. Oh, this is for elections.
Elections committee. Cool, thank you. Mel?
It's not committee, it's liaison. Is that okay?
For sure, yeah.
Cool. I've been trying to get, I'm the animal services liaison. I've been trying to get in touch with someone at animal services, just regarding the atrocious conditions in our county and city shelters. But I don't know if I have like another back number I can call. Do you know who I can get in touch with? Like, do we have like a liaison representative? Like, Jose, should I contact you?
I've got the city phone book of every city employee.
Cool. I'll email you later then. Is that good?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. I have an announcement. The next Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council Planning and Land Use Committee meeting is next Wednesday evening, 6 p.m., July 27th. So if you have any items that you want on the agenda, please email me at sarah, SARA.LHNC@protonmail.com. Vince, do you have an announcement?
No, nothing. Just because we're working still on ARC, and ARC is scheduled to hold its meeting. We don't have a tentative date yet because we're waiting to see if we can get the Zoom license. So, but I will make an announcement once we have it.
Word. Okay, cool. All right, is that it? Now we're going to move on to the items. No more hands up. Okay, so we're going to move on to the first item, well, real item on the agenda here. Item number 6, discussion and possible action on letter to City Attorney LADBS and CD1 Gil Cedillo regarding the July 15th, 2022 structure fire on West Avenue 27. A local family is in need of assistance. The rented structure was cited twice with substandard order by LADBS. So we have 2 guests on the meeting right now on the attendee side. Rosie, let's see. If that's you, could you raise your hand? Rosie? Oh, we got two hands up. Yeah, Rosie and her sister. Floor. Wait, no. Let's see. Rosie, you here? All right. Well, Ernie, is there any action on that?
I unmuted C and I promoted.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that's the wrong person. Sorry, C.
No, no problem. My name is Christian Maeda.
Ah, Christian, what's up?
Yeah, is there any way I can speak about that matter or not right now?
Not right now.
Okay, because my family owns the property, that's why.
Yeah, because this is about the people involved, you know.
Yeah, I know, and I want to let enlighten people know what's going on with the situation. You know, I've have a 7-year-old aunt that hasn't gotten paid for over 5 months. We've been nice enough, you know, letting this person stay because of COVID. We don't want to kick them out, you know, and we feel bad for these people.
1 second, Fernanda, Vince, you guys manage the callers?
We have Flor Jimenez. Is that the correct one?
No.
Hello.
Yes? Flor?
Hi. I am her cousin. I'm here with her. This is Rosario.
What's up? Hey.
Hi. Hello. Hi, everyone.
So, we wrote a letter just on your behalf to the city, just asking for help. It's
Okay.
attached as a supporting document. And we just wanted to give you the platform with the neighborhood council to tell the community, kind of just like, maybe not, you know, you don't have to go into the details, but
Right.
you know, you guys need help, right?
Yes. Well, unfortunately, there was a fire at her home, and I was the first one there to arrive. She was at an event. She owns a small business, and when I arrived, I was the owner did approach me, but I wasn't given. She wasn't given any information or any help since then. So the owner, she was not notified about the fire. She found out through an anonymous call. They called her mother and let her know there was a fire. So she arrived maybe 2 to 3 hours after, I think, the fire occurred. And she just has had no help from the owner. There's been no communication.
And it's not been 5 months I do not pay rent. She wanted to kick me out because her niece needed a place to live, and I was paying rent, and she was trying to get money off my mom. Like when I was not home, she was telling all kinds of lies to my mom.
Right.
And she wanted her niece to move in there. That was the first case.
Mm-hmm.
She needed the house back. So I called the housing.
Yeah.
And when I called the housing, they told me that house should not be rented to begin with. So the inspector came and we had a case pending before the fire. And there was no electricity, no water. And the first year that we were paying rent and everything and helping her out, she left us with no hot water for 1 year, and she left to Mexico and she never told us.
And prior to the fire, she's been, I think you said 2 to 3 weeks?
Oh yeah.
She's been 2 to 3 weeks without any power, without any electricity.
It was about to be 2 weeks.
And
though the city said that she wasn't paying no bills, that she owes a lot of money in bills.
So she just wants to see what would be the next step. Since she's not getting any help from the landlord, she wants to see what she can do regarding her possessions. She unfortunately lost 2 pets in the fire. And we're waiting to see for the report. She was told by the fire department that the report would be ready on Friday. They were continuing their investigation, but she's just seeking to see if there's anything she can do. Is there any help she can get as far as what would be the next step, recuperating her items or.
One more thing, the firefighters said when they got there was no struggle to get in. The doors were cracked and unlocked.
Right.
The reason why I knew that, because when we left, I told my cat Sock, let's go outside. It's too hot inside because there's no ventilation flow. And we have bought we bought gallons of water to be able to use the toilet, to shower and do things. She noticed that. She was home all day observing us. She was right there eating her little yogurt with her dog. Like she was like looking at it step to step. And I know my cat was outside. And when they told me the cat passed away, I was like, that's impossible. He was left outside. And that's what hit me. I was like, wait, was my door unlocked? And the firefighter that got there first said, yes, it was unlocked. All 3 doors were unlocked, even the ones I never unlocked before. And that was the strange part to me.
And Rosie, you have children, right? You wanna
Yes.
explain your family or talk
Yeah.
about your family?
And then we have 2 with special needs. I remember when my dog would have therapy one time, her car toy was right by her side and she threw it, and the her therapist witnessed it and said, that's not necessary. You don't gotta be rude to a little kid. And I remember, and then she's like, who are you? And she's like, the kid's therapist. And that's when she's like, oh, and then she back up.
So it's you, the 3 kids, and your partner, correct?
Yeah.
So now you lost all your stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 of your kids have special needs. Okay.
Yes.
And you didn't have any, you had, the landlady turned off your water and power 2 weeks ago, you said?
Like it was about to be going to our 2nd week with the, without light, and the water was barely on 2 days.
But the gas was still on, right?
They yeah, cause we could use the stove if we use a lighter. That but we wouldn't want to use it because it would get too hot in there.
Yeah. Okay. And so you lost all the kids' clothes, everything that you own.
Right.
Yeah.
The firemen were luckily, the only thing they were able to save was 1 drawer. And it had just a mixture of clothing in there, but everything else was lost and it was on. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Rosie, where are you staying right now?
And a hotel, the Red Cross gave us money to stay there till Monday morning.
Okay. Red Cross.
And we were pretty reunited with our sons yesterday. My dad hasn't came back yet from Vegas, but he will be coming soon by Friday. Well, yeah, tomorrow. So yesterday was the first day seeing our boys since that day.
Okay. And then you were, LADBS is involved in this too. This is not a rent control department. It's not an apartment. It's a single family. It's a converted garage.
Yeah.
That was cited by the city twice and it was never fixed. And they rented it out again. And also there's a rent moratorium, so they can't be collecting rent. Or I mean, if you can't pay your rent until June 2023, they can't harass you. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think they actually also took away her mailbox. She doesn't have a
yeah.
mailbox outside. So she doesn't receive her mail. They just kind of keep her mail.
So
whatever she does receive from Amazon, her packages, she has to make sure that she's there when she sees the order get there. Her mailbox was removed. And I mean, just to further explain, when I arrived to the scene, the owner approached me, and right away she just kind of approached me with her accusations of what could have happened. She came up to me and accused her oldest son of starting the fire. I was wearing my mask as soon as I arrived. She already kind of had her idea of what was going on. I got there asking what happened, and they just told me to look at the report. It would all be on the report that the firemen were giving. We were asking the firemen as well what was going on, and we're just telling us that all the neighbors were there. That they said that they just kind of smelled the fire, and that's when someone called the fire department, but that the owner was there as well as her relatives. I think right next door, the neighbors is also like a relative.
The house is connected with the house that I am living in. Her house connected to the next door neighbor house.
Yeah.
I remember because when the cops came, she told her niece to hurry and go close the door before the cops come to the other side.
So I guess her main concern is just she's not receiving any help at all from this owner. From the people that are renting to her.
And also my IRS check was missing. So when I called the IRS, they told me that check got in the mailbox on March 25th. So they gonna send me a letter where I'm gonna reapply for it so they could track it down. Because I never received it. And my kid gets he has appointments for the children's hospital, referrals. I haven't been receiving them. And one time DPS came involved and say oh, you're not responding, you're not answering. I've been to the post office, they can't find the mail. I've been fighting with it for months, and I need these programs for my kids, or not. DPS could be like child elect, and I do all my best, like keeping up with all the services with my kids and the appointments. He had a referral for a children's hospital and got lost in the mail. Like I had to do all these stuff, like back and forth. And good thing that I had therapists and people by my side, like witness things and, you know, been there with me. And they were also helping me to find another place to live around that time too.
Because you were having so many issues.
Yeah, we were having so many issues. And we told her, okay, you want the place, it's okay, but you have to give me time to move out and to see how long it took me. And from there, we could see how much you want to charge me. Then she started just saying all these things, like she was just making me feel unsafe. When I would be home alone, I wouldn't come out. And normally my kids want to come outside for a play for a little bit or something. But if the therapist there with us or someone's there with us to witness her behavior, I will go outside. Until then, like, I wouldn't want to go out.
When did you move into the unit or into the structure?
And it should be 2020 around. Well, I remember it was around before my birthday, so we have 2 years already there. My son was 1 year old when we moved
June
there.
2020.
So yeah, June 2020.
June 2020. All right. And then after the fire, were you able to obtain access to the unit, or was
No, she locked it, and I took a picture of it. She made a big deal when the cops clearly told her that I have the right to come in and out as long as there's no disrespect with each other. Like, you know, like she has to let me touch my stuff, only my stuff, like not her side, you know, not harass her. And then, okay, like we understood that, but every time, yeah, but the next day she did not let the firefighters go finish their job. She said the cops put the lock and that they do investigation. I got there, I said the cops did not put this lock. They will always leave a letter like right there saying you can't come in if it was a cop. They didn't do it, so I had to call the 911. The firefighters had to go because they were just standing there. They couldn't get in. So the cops came. They made her unlock the thing. We went to pick up my cat and go bury him, like, you know, because he was just thrown right there. We felt bad, so we want to go take him and, you know, put him to rest with the chameleon. We found the chameleon thrown in the trash pile right there, and, you know, wanted to take him home. My son wanted him, so we want to go bury our babies on Saturday.
Okay, Vince, are you there?
Yes.
How should we proceed here? Should we do board member questions and?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put the motion live now. So I'll make a motion to approve the letter as written.
Okay, and the letter supporting document, it's just saying like, saying to the city, city attorney, Gil Cedillo, that you need immediate relief. Because you have kids and everything. And we're trying to see what they can do.
I'll make the motion to accept the letter as written.
I second the motion, Stadia.
Okay.
Thank you, Judy.
And then it's just board member comment and then public comment.
Any board member comments? Please raise your hand. I don't see any hands raised.
Well, I just have something really quick. It's not like a question or anything. I just wanted to say thank you for sharing that in such detail. And I'm sorry that that happened to you and your family.
Thank you, Selena. We have Melanie.
I also wanted to thank you for being here. I can't imagine how hard it was to kind of go back through that with all of us, like in public. I think you did it really gracefully, and I have a kid in therapy too, and that alone is like a full-time job, and all this that you're juggling. I'm sorry that you had to go through this. I'm glad you reached out to us.
All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for your kind words.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fires, you know, and so a lot of people thought that fire had to do with the old house on Pasadena Avenue, you know.
Right. I live not that far from there. So she gave me a call and I was able to get there within 5 minutes. But at the time that I approached, the fire was already over. But just the only thing that just felt so strange was just no one approached, and everyone who I approached, no one was willing to help. No one had any information. I was there from 8 o'clock with her up until the police left until 11:30, close to 12. And I had her children, we had them there. No one offered water, no one offered anything, no one offered if she was fine, no one asked about the children. Everyone was just, it was just silent. It was a silent situation. And for there to be a fire, a home burned down, and to just hear that the relatives or the owner was just there to assess the damage, they just wanted to walk in and take pictures and not address her family, her children that are right in front. It was so devastating to me. I've been a part of this community all my life. I've grown and raised in Lincoln Heights, and to see a whole community just standing there watching this happen, questioning why I'm there, who I'm related to, what's my reason for being there. I mean, that just was astonishing to me. I've never seen a community react that way. Everyone on this block where I live, I know absolutely everyone here. When I see my neighbors walking, my elderly neighbors walking, and I see their bags, I help them out. There's a neighborhood atmosphere here. She's as well has grown up here, born and raised. Her mother has businesses here. And it was just amazing to me how I just cannot believe that no one was there. Like it was just stunning. I just can't believe it. So I just really hope that you guys are able to help her out and help her family. They haven't been together. She has 4 children, 3 under 4. 2 of them are on the spectrum, and it's just been very difficult for her and her family. So she really appreciates, and it's really hard for her to just kind of express what she's feeling. And I'm really thankful for you guys for everything you guys are doing.
Thank you guys for coming.
I do have a couple of quick comments. I don't know if you're familiar with the resources of the regional center. Are your kids enrolled with them? Because they do provide resources like that. I can help you connect with them if that helps.
I was about to get also reassigned to them for diagnosed for autism myself.
Yeah.
I was in the process, but like I was having a lot of trouble with the mail and everything. So, and then with this whole fire, they put it on hold right now. But the kids, therapists, they have them on hold, but they all say that they're here too if we need anything. And even my therapist, she went on vacation this week, but when she's back, she would like to meet up with me and talk to me.
And then, have you guys been in contact with the tenants union from Lincoln Heights? They're a really supportive group of people that will, absolutely help you with support with what you need, especially because your tenant rights have absolutely been violated. And then on our end, I will also write a letter from the tenants committee to Gil Cedillo. Not only are, our tenants like going through so much here in Lincoln Heights, but there have been way too many fires happening here. And thank you so much for, coming on here and sharing the truth, because we need to know what's happening. And you know how it is, like nobody wants to say what's actually happening. So thank you for being here. And then thank you to your niece, I think you said, for like helping your aunt and stuff. Like that's what you need right now. And both of you guys are really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And your mom was at the mini mall, right?
Yeah, both of our moms.
Yeah. Both of our parents.
Yeah.
Lincoln Heights mini mall, the legend.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the gift shop and the most of the business there.
All my small, like where I go do vending, all of them, they all know me. They're like, oh, you didn't deserve this. Don't know, like I'm just a nice person. Like I don't mean no harm. Like the only time I feel like I need to like defend myself, like, speak my rights, but I know I'm not wrong. But sometimes, I don't know why this happened. Is everything clear?
Well, we're going to try to do our best to just get you some help here. Any other board member questions?
No, that's what they're waiting for.
Okay, so public comment. Have Jesse Singh.
Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for taking my comment. A lot of the things I wanted to say you touched on. One is, rent controlled and illegal units. The landlord is not incentivized to maintain the property, and they use disrepairs like you know what's going on in the case in Rosie's case, and also like the people whose apartment burned on Griffin Avenue. And I think that maybe looking into how, as tenants, we can advocate for better enforcement of the fire code in these illegal units and RSO units, especially. I also, you know, thank you so much for sharing your story, ma'am. It's really brave of you. And I'm sitting here with other members of the tenants union who are struggling right now to figure out how we're going to support other neighbors that are in your same situation. And it's really encouraging to see all different members of the community coming together right now to share resources, share knowledge. I just wanted to thank you for your bravery and your courage in coming forward, speaking up, and allowing us to learn from your experience so that hopefully as a community, we can confront these types of crises in the future, and better yet, prevent them from happening. Thank you, Neighborhood Council. The last thing I just wanted to ask is if there would be a reason for us to try and pursue a letter for the family, the other family who lost their home this last week on Griffin Avenue. You know, they're currently unhoused and are in fear of leaving a camping situation in the parking lot outside of their unit that burnt down because within hours of their losing their home, their landlord offered a predatory cash for keys offer, asking them to relinquish all their possession of the property. You know, and that's displacement. That's removing someone through the violence of fire from the community that they're a member of. Thank you so much for letting me speak, and thank you again for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jesse. We have Go Puppet.
Yes, and unfortunately, I'll have to leave here afterwards. Where are you going? The South Robertson Neighborhood Council. You can join me there. Yes. So, let me look at my list. Send a letter, a copy to Hilda Solis. Yes. Hilda has billions of dollars of money. Nom, 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 nom. I think maybe she could help. And of course, we just have a new CD1 councilwoman. I would CC it also too. Our new savior, the new winner. Gil Cedillo being replaced by Eunices Hernandez, councilwoman-elect, CD1. And perhaps she could start looking into this. And then the post office, you can have them hold your mail. Really? Yes, and then you can pick it up so they stop stealing your mail. And then finally, I want to learn more about the stove. Apparently, you're cooking with a lighter? Good God. I haven't heard of that since the 1960s. Yes. So remember, everybody, never turn on the gas inside and use a lighter unless you're a certified professional like myself. I know all about lighters. Yeah. So we need a letter to all these people, and we have the landlord, I think, on the call. I'd like to hear more from the landlord, and I think the board should listen to the landlord because I believe he's on the call. So we want to give up a little time. So I will yield the remainder of my time to the landlord so that he can tell us what he's going to do. He sounds like such a nice guy. And of course, he came here voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently. Yes, thank you. That's the clear thing. Good job.
Thank you, Go Puppet. I do not see any more hands up.
We have the motion, we have a second. So the motion's by Vince, GD as the second. Okay, and we're gonna take the letter for a vote. So Vince, could you repeat the motion real quick?
The motion is to approve the letter as written for the house that got burned down and for help.
Should we amend it to have Hilda Solis?
Yes. Well, yeah, we can amend it to add all the people. It's really just the letter, not who we send it to, but
Okay,
we can add all the add-ons to all the different elected officials.
okay. All right, so we'll do a roll call vote.
Right, so a yes vote is to approve the letter. Sarah?
Yes.
Ben?
Yes.
Chente?
Yes.
Fernanda, yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Annalie?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes. Yes.
Didia? Didia?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Richard? We'll come back to Richard. Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
Yes.
Coming back to Richard.
Richard, where you at? Richard,
I see that he's unmuting himself.
raise your hand if it's a yes, Richard.
Oh, with my, there you go. Yes.
Got it. So that's 14 yeses, it's unanimous. Motion carried.
All right, motion carries. Letter will be issued. Thank you for coming out and speaking to the community tonight. We're gonna send you the letter too.
Thank you all for hearing me today, too. Appreciate it. Thank
Really
you, guys.
helping yeah, a lot of people are in similar circumstances and everybody learns from each other through what they're going through. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So now we're gonna move on to the next item. So this one's kind of important. This was the HCR thing we did last week about the Hillside Construction Regulations, about the hills, where we had city planning on the meeting, talking about basically the HCR was developed these protections, right? Basically on the west side. And as I looked into the maps, it's like 90210 above Beverly Hills, then it goes to the Hollywood Hills, that's protected. And now Mount Washington's getting some protection on their hills against single family development, right? But the city itself, Kevin De Leon wants to push more for equity now. So they want to know what hills in Lincoln Heights, like what are the areas we want protected in 90031. So I wrote a letter, it's a community impact statement for the council file. It's about SB 1425. Yeah, Vince, can you pull that letter up?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh yeah, so basically, like this is it. Like as I looked into it, like, you know, Mount Washington, they got an ICO, an interim control ordinance on their hills to stop the development against single family homes. And this was advocated and pushed by a homeowners association. In Lincoln Heights, we don't have homeowners associations because we're all renters. So we're telling the city this. It's like the root of the protections is not equitable in the first place. Please come and talk to us. These are the hills that we need protected, and we've been talking about it for a while. And I also attached the, it's item 8, scroll down. It would be item 8, keep going. Where is it? Down, where is it? Item 6, item 8, yeah, there it is. So, and I also attached our official position on mansionization and the face of poverty and houselessness that we voted on in 2021. So Fernanda, if you scroll down, I have images of, it's kind of putting a lot of stuff together, but it's telling the city, okay, you want this information, here you go. Here are our hills that we want protected. So I identify Flat Top, Paradise Hill, and Ascot Hills in our area. And I just included some maps and stuff. And I talk about, you know, lack of mitigation from 60 years of freeway exhaust, just all that. And so Kevin De Leon's like looking to like get some CD14 land on this list of protected hillsides. And protected doesn't mean like it's super protected. It just means that there would be controls on like, right now as it stands, like houses that are over 14,000 square feet. And it's everything that was in that last meeting. So this is the letter, this is to the city. Sorry, I'm talking so much. Vince, do we have a motion?
I can present the motion to approve the letter to CD14.
It's to LA City Planning, CD14, and I think CD1 as well. But then we're going to also CC it to Congress and the Senate for this AB thing, like that guy told us to.
Is this where we second?
Yes.
I second. It's Selena.
Second by Selena. So moving on to board discussion.
Any board member comments on this item?
Thank you for putting together those maps. Yeah, our hills are totally being overtaken by mansions. And as we saw today, the monarch butterfly is now on the endangered list. And so these open spaces being encroached on are affecting everything, you know, affecting our wildlife, affecting our people and our communities. So I wholeheartedly support this CIS.
Any other board member comments on this?
I don't see any hands.
I think that the Repetto Hills right there, it has to be seen as, you know, when you look at maps, it kind of it warps your sense of place or whatever. So it fragments and it cuts up a place, right? So when you're used to seeing Lincoln Heights in a certain, framed in a certain way, you see the hills are on the right and they stop there. But actually, when you just shift the frame a little bit, you see that Ascot Hills, Elephant Hill, Paradise Hill, Flat Top, it's all the same range. It's like the little tendrils coming down, and it's one unit. And like, that's the way we have to view it. One unit. And so, yeah, I know Diego would elaborate on this a lot, but it's, yeah. I'm just trying to like make the city see now, because at that last meeting, city planning, the guy was like, oh, I didn't know you guys were concerned about your hills. So I wanted to kind of show them how much work, how much fighting we've been doing. Okay, sorry. Any other board member comments?
I don't see any. Moving on to public comment. Goat puppet.
Which one are you at? Oh, I'm still over here. I thought you were at Robertson. Oh, I lie. I'm like City Hall. I lie all the time. Yes. So they thought you were stupid, huh? You didn't know about the mountains. Well, now this motion will completely confirm their worst fears, that you're onto them. And the good news, it's being sent to our good buddy from CD14. Jose Huizar, a fine councilman. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, he's off the council, forgive me. I meant Mr. De Leon, yes, I it's hard to keep up with all these changes, yes. Yeah, so Kevin likes you, and I think he'll help you. So yes, I will support this amendment. And remember, everybody, yes, you might be tenants, but you too can be your own landlord and own your own home. All you have to do is get into politics and steal for 15, 20 years, and you too can have a beautiful home outside the city of LA while you have your inside city of LA job and rent an apartment like somebody from CD1 we know about. You know, Alhambra. Yes, we support it. Well done. Thank you. Yes, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Puppet.
Any other public comment? I don't see any hands up.
Okay, we're gonna take it for a vote. So we have, who moved in second? Sorry.
So move to approve the letter, seconded by Selena. A yes vote is to approve the letter. Sarah?
Yes.
Ben?
Yes.
Chente?
Yes.
Fernanda, yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Annalee? We'll go back to you, Melanie?
Yes.
Lydia?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Gail is not here. Richard?
Simone.
Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
Yes.
And back to Annalee?
Yes.
That's 14 yeses. That's unanimous. Motion carries.
All right, motion carries. Thank you, guys. Big deal for our hills. So we need to push for it. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next item. Discussion, okay, item number 9. Oh, sorry, yeah, we had tabled item number 7 because the presenter couldn't make it. So, okay, that will be on the next meeting. So item number 9, discussion on possible action on community impact statement regarding Council File 220560, the Municipal Lobbying Ordinance, the MLO /updates. So we have a community impact statement about this. Vince, do you want to talk about it real quick? Or should we get a motion on the table?
I think we can get a motion on the table because it was just a community impact statement for it if it was amended.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I move.
Okay, go. You want to make the motion? I can make it if you want.
Yeah, I move.
Okay. I second the motion.
Okay. So you want to introduce the letter there? Supporting document item 9, sis. So yeah, as you know, okay, so the city's revising its municipal lobbying ordinance with the LA Municipal Code. There's a lot of parts of it that have to do with neighborhood councils and lobbyists disclosing to neighborhood councils their role. And Vince, if you want to roll with that.
Is it this item, this doc?
Yes. So that, part of the main problem with the ordinance itself or how it works is they gave lobbyists, like if you're 30 days or 30 hours working in 30 days, technically you didn't have to report, right? Because you're working within the timeline. The problem is whether you work 30 hours, 30 days, it takes seconds to cut a deal with the lobbyists. And they can get paid millions of dollars because there's no cap on their salaries or anything. And there's a huge problem with enforcement. So ethics has always had this problem that you can create policy, but there's no one to enforce it. So as an example here, if we had a lobbyist that was lobbying in the public comment and trying to change or influence us, that person would have to state it. Far too often, we don't have training within the councils, first of all, to identify that or a system. Second, even if we did, there's no enforcement. So what good is the ordinance? And this is basically saying we would approve the amendments that they have, but they need to look into these three important points, which is one, that the voting members of every council, every public office should know who's lobbying and presenting in front of them. The second is the activities should not be limited to just like 30 days to 30 hours. It should be that anybody at any time, anywhere that receives money from a corporation should automatically have to address the council as a lobbyist, even if they're stakeholders or not. If they're working for them or speaking on an issue of their employer, then that should be considered lobbying too. And then of course, the one thing is the reinforcement at all meetings of neighborhood councils that we should have, but the commission should also have enforcement. Most people have sergeant at arms, we don't. And that would be good in the event of a violation to prevent the infraction happening in our meetings. Right now, they're just getting away with it. So we're hoping with this, we would agree with it, but on the amendments that we put in.
Okay, any board member comments for discussion?
I don't see any hands up. Oh, I'm sorry.
So one of the issues is we're trying to get Nuri to put it on the agenda because the motion's there in the council file, but it could die there too.
Correct.
So we might need to add something addressing Nuri to agendize this for action soon. I think it might, I don't know when it expires, but I think it might be soon. I don't know. Anyway, but maybe that should be added to the letter too.
I second that.
So I'll say this, let's amend the letter to add the Nuri issue, to let Nuri know about it, to make sure that it doesn't die in committee. And so I'll rephrase the motion is to accept the letter with the amendment to add the Nuri Martinez statement of not letting it die in the issue and showing its importance to be heard as soon as possible. I have a second?
A second. Oh, sorry. Sorry. We have a second.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, it was Sarah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, can I say, okay.
Now
Okay.
it's just public comment.
Okay, public comment. So anybody from the public, you have 2 minutes to comment on this item. Please raise your hand or press *9.
Now we have Goat Puppet.
Yes. So first of all, where are my emojis? You took away my little emojis. I want my emojis back. That's very sad. I used to have my emojis. Now, you can address it in a special way to Nuri. The code word is Louisa. Nuri Louisa Martinez. I don't get it. Well, if you address it that way, they'll know that Goat Puppet was somehow involved in this. And then she'll go to the refrigerator and eat a lot more Starbucks ice cream. Yes. See, City Hall doesn't want this. They're very, very scared of it. Also, you might want to slip maybe an anonymous copy to the FBI as well. Because after all, this is about corruption, developers, cash payments, all the exciting things that make City Hall so fun to watch. As these developers come onto your 99 neighborhood councils and pretend they're community stakeholders, when in reality, they're wolves in sheep's clothing. Yes, they come to you and go,
I'm a neighbor. I support the project. We need more affordable housing.
and then later on we discover that they're really a developer puppet. Yes. And so this will allow us to criminalize that filthy behavior Shame on those developers for trying to trick Goat Puppet, and shame on them for trying to trick you guys. And then finally, send a copy of this to Maury Goldman, Goldman. He's one of the fine friends of CD1. Yes, a fine man, scholar, developer, and altruistic person. I thought he was indicted by the FBI. Yes, but he's cooperating. So he's learning the path of Jesus Christ. He will accept Jesus as his savior and try to only get 9 years instead of 30. So again, you're picking up on all the tricks of City Hall. Maybe one day I will be calling these meetings and things will be transparent. Wouldn't it be nice to live in an honest city instead of a criminal enterprise at the Horseshoe?
Thank you, Puppet.
We have Jamie.
Jamie.
Hi, my name is Jamie York. I'm on the Reseda Neighborhood Council, but I'm speaking as an individual. Kills me to say this, but Go Puppet's right. City Council doesn't want this. And that's why I'm trying to whip the neighborhood councils and get at least 20 to file in support. There are a couple little things that I'd actually like to pop in, but the letter's really great. So if they go through with these amendments, it would close this loophole around neighborhood councils, and that's because I yelled at the Ethics Commission a lot. But it also would take away that 30-hour rule and make it simply based on money, which is great because that closes the loophole. And it also takes away the loophole where lobbyists wouldn't get paid until after a project was done. And so then they wouldn't have to identify themselves as a lobbyist. It just basically says if you're going to be in the future paid, you still have to register. So it closes a number of loopholes that have been exploited that keep people from having to register. So basically, if you get paid $5K or more a year to lobby, you got to register. Two sort of like little areas. There's a 501c3 exemption that the Ethics Commission is recommending. I really disagree with it because it's way too high. They're recommending it at $2 million. I think it should be lower. It should be at 200,000 or 500,000 in revenue, which is in line with the San Francisco Ethics Commission. And it's also in line with the IRS filing. So basically, if you file a 990 EZ or a 990N, you wouldn't have to register as a lobbyist, anything else you would. And the reason this is important is because we know corporations will form 501c3s and will then use those to lobby on issues. So I think that this is a sort of underlooked topic, but it's really important. So if you're inclined to add that, the Reseda Neighborhood Council's filing on this has a statement around this. And then I haven't gotten into this because I'm not sure it's going to be successful, but the other thing that they're doing is exempting business improvement districts. I agree with that, but I think it's been a harder pitch to neighborhood councils in general on that one. But I know that you guys are a little bit more willing to be bold in your statement. So if you don't think that they should exempt business improvement districts, you also might want to mention that as well. But we're actually on really good track so far in getting neighborhood council support on this. So far, we have Reseda, Northridge East, Encino, Mink, Hollywood United, Woodland Hills, Rampart Village, Central San Pedro, Harbor City, NoHo, and Studio City all in support. And 5 of them have put their CISs up on the council file. So I'm hoping that if enough of them are on there, the city council will in no way be able to ignore this anymore because the MLO has not been comprehensively updated since 1994. I was a kid. Some of you were possibly not even alive. So it's very clear they don't want to deal with this. And it's also very clear if you look at lobbying money, when you look at fundraising totals, how dependent city council is on lobbying money and the lobbyists that raise checks for them. But we can do something here to make it more transparent, to make it a little bit better. And also, I've personally caught lobbyists in neighborhood council meetings multiple times, including when going to speak at public comment on the MLO, irony of ironies. So this is super important because the more we can close these loopholes, the better we can make it for everybody. And I really appreciate you guys agendizing this and for your time and the work that you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
President Sarah?
Yes?
Upon the enlightenment of Jamie, I think that we should amend the letter to add in the one of the nonprofits. Actually, all nonprofits should be lowered to the 990 standard. I
Okay.
think that's true. We've been seeing that happen. And that the bids also should be applied because the bids have a history of being abusive with their powers and in part what they were created for, what they did in downtown with the security and the homeless. So I think we have to close all avenues because they've weaponized a lot of the nonprofits and the bids against it. So I would like the letter to reflect, similar to what Jamie was saying, that we do ask that the bids be included and that the nonprofits be reduced down to the 990, which is anything like 50,000 and above should automatically have to register, or this ordinance should apply to them, and all bids at any amount.
Not, I feel like the postcard people should have to register too.
Yeah, they could. I mean, it's 50,000 and we could just say all the way down, doesn't matter to any denomination. That was just me trying to be fair.
Okay. So do we have so Vince moved on that amendment. Do we have a second? Sorry, guys. Wonder.
I think you
Second.
Okay, Mel. Okay, cool. So any other public comment on this? Okay, so we've got everybody commented. Board member comments. Oh, Benny has his hands up here.
Well, I just have a question. Are we voting on the amendments first and then the motion?
Yes, we can vote on the amendment and the motion. It's just changing right now. It's an active motion now with the amendment. So we can just vote on that and then the letter.
Okay.
All right, so vote is to approve the amendments that have been presented. Sarah?
Yes.
Ben? Ben Wadsworth? I'll go back to you, Chente.
Yes.
Fernanda, yes. Nancy? I'll go back to you, Nancy. Benny?
Hi, sorry. Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Annalee?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Didia?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Richard?
Simon.
Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
Yeah.
Ben?
Yes.
It's unanimous, motion carries.
Motion carries. That means the engineering, 2 taps. Motion carries. All right, thank you, everybody. So.
And now we have the motion to approve the letter, is that correct?
Oh, sorry.
Correct as a whole.
Okay.
So I'll just say, I'd like to make the motion to approve the letter with the amendments that were approved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Right, seconded by Benny. So yes, vote is to approve the letter with the amendments. Sarah?
Yes.
Hold on, Fernando, we need to have public, board member and then public comment. I don't think there'll be too much comment.
Thank you. Any board member comments? I don't see any public. Jamie?
50,000 might be a little low and it might impact 501c3s that would want to speak to the government that aren't big business. My strong recommend, and I also tried this at ethics and got a lot of pushback. I don't think there's a likelihood of it. I think the 200,000 or 500,000 in revenue option does have a shot though, if enough of us are behind it. And that would basically mean that anybody who has to file a 990N or a 990 easy wouldn't have to do it. And I also just want to point out, since you guys actually seem really interested in the details, there is a blanket exemption regardless of revenue for 501c3s that do work, that it's essentially about alleviating poverty. If you don't want that, you should say that. I don't think that there's a strong likelihood of that getting removed, but it doesn't apply to if they're lobbying to get a contract with the city and things like that. But I know that in the redistricting process, we saw a lot of poverty-oriented 501c3 stuff also doing a lot of work on redistricting that wasn't related to their poverty work. So just wanted to flag that for you guys in case you're interested, but I do think the 50K threshold would impact 501c3s possibly negatively because they might get caught not even knowing that they would need to be a lobbyist, because 50K is actually pretty low on a yearly revenue side. So that's my take. I do think what San Francisco has is a really good middle ground. That's actually even a little bit more, it's a little more aggressive than the average lobbying ethics standard in many other places. So I do think it's decent. So want to point those two things out in case that affected what you thought. This is like my baby. So thanks, bye.
Jamie.
I have a comment, yeah, about the nonprofits and the redistricting. So like, you know how everybody, so the redistricting hearings happened and like nobody from our community was like represented. We spoke at the hearing. We made a demand about not being split, right? Well, then I kept reading this stuff. It's like Lincoln Heights wants to be kept with El Sereno and Boyle Heights as the original East Side. Keep us together, all this stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. But then I was like, who's saying this? Who's representing Lincoln Heights? And then I looked, and there were certain nonprofits that aren't from here, saying what we wanted. Right, Vince? Yeah.
Right. But I think that's why we vote on this and then hopefully block it.
Yes. So I mean, you know, that kind of stuff's like crazy what's happening. People speaking on behalf of our community, where it's like we can't even get the council member to, you know, really listen. All right.
Okay.
We have Go Puppet.
That's right. Yes, traveling far, far north from the San Fernando Valley. Yes, we had one of our Valley Confederates here. Oh, who was it? Jamie York. Uh-oh. Yes, that's right. And she's been antagonizing and mentally depriving the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners. She's trying to turn them honest. Yes, that's very good. See, when we put you together with Jamie, who knows? We might get another Gil Cedillo election or two in 2024. Yes, look at that. Oh, and look at that kitchen. Wow. Looks like a professional kitchen. Yes, working from home, making fresh fruits and vegetables for a heart. But I wanted all the nonprofits to be included, but again, what I'm trying to do is we're trying to feed the FBI more of these developers. That's what we're focusing on. So for now, we will let the evil nonprofits go, let's say under 100,000. How generous. Yes, I'm in a generous mood today. It's been a good week. Yes, we've got 3 council members on trial. We've got the head of the DWP beginning to serve a 7-year sentence. Herb Wesson suspended from the council as well. Yes, we've done so much this week, haven't we? And now we're going to do more this week. So we will support it. Yes, very good. And remember, in the kitchen, as I told you before, never start your stove by using a lighter, unless you're a professional like myself. Oh, thank you. And bring back the emojis. And finally, under our rules, Fernanda gets 2 votes. One for her and one for the human that she's holding in her hand.
All right. Thank you, Puppet. I start my stove with a lighter. All right. So, so we're going to go for a vote now.
So we will now take it for a vote. This is to approve the letter with both, with the amendments. Sarah?
Yes.
Ben?
Yes.
Chente? I'll go back to you, Chente. Fernanda, yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Annalee?
Yes.
Melanie,
Yes.
Didia,
Yes.
Jessica,
Yes.
Richard. I'll go back to you, Richard, Steve,
Yes.
Selena,
Yes.
Esmeralda,
Yes.
Chente,
My apologies, yes.
and Richard.
Come on.
That's unanimous, motion carries.
Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jamie, everybody. Okay, so I just have a quick question. Secretary Sanchez, Ben, and Vince, have we received any applications for vacancies?
I have not.
I have not.
Okay, everybody, we need to get the word out. Okay, we're gonna move on to item 12A. Oh, did I ever do the MER, Vince?
No, not yet.
I'm gonna jump, I guess I skipped that. Where is it? Oh geez, there it is. Sorry. Whew. Okay, so there it is, 10. Okay, real quick, Budget Committee. Discussion possible action on approval of June 2022 monthly expenditure report. That's Vince.
Okay. Fernanda, can you please bring it up?
Yep.
So this, the expenditure report has basically all our last purchases before the budget ended, which was a total, I forgot the amount, 100% what it is, because they're still tallying the accounting now, and they have a delay in it, but this will cover our MPGs. It's going to cover the equipment we bought for outreach. So if you look, our public storage is there at 325. We had two payments to the mail room at $155 a piece. And that was for, these payments were on June 15th and June 15th. We get billed every like twice a month or something. Can you go down just a little more, Fernie? Okay, and then we had $7,500 that we approved for the outreach, which purchased tables, chairs, a sound system, a generator. All of those items have arrived and they're in the storage. We also purchased tables and chairs for outreach and canopies, which arrived, which I will be putting into the storage. Can you go down, Bernie? Okay, that covers that. And then we had the MPG to the Lincoln Heights school band for $5,000. There was a $5,000 MPG to Buried Under the Blue. There was the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council Town Hall, which we paid $266 for, which was the food, beverages, and permits. We had a neighborhood purpose grant to Abraham Lincoln High School's ethnic studies for $5,000. Can you go down, Frank? And so right here, if you can just go down slowly so they can see, these are all the receipts and applications of the items that were paid out that we just talked about on top.
Right. Thank you, Vince. So
And,
oh,
hold on, as this is going down, just to make a thing, remember that July 1st, our budget closed. So we currently have the $32,000. And then we have a $10,000 rollover. So we're going, and next month we should be approving our annual budget.
yeah, we need to get on that, right?
Correct. It's almost done already. I just got to get it out to you guys to sign.
Motion to approve the June 222 MER.
Your second?
I second.
Seconded by Selena.
All right. Board member comment? Raise your hand.
Don't see any.
Okay, public comment? Whoop, please raise your hand. Oh,
Diana Tran.
Diana.
Hi, I actually don't really have anything to say. I just wanted to come in and say hi.
Oh my God, we miss you.
Hi. Hi, love you guys. You guys can't see me, but I'm making like hearts with my fingers and stuff. You know me.
Miss you.
Miss you too. Also, your dog is so cute. I just want to say that.
Send us postcards from college.
Will do. I'm going in like a month and a week. Like exactly.
Wesleyan?
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Nice.
I know, right?
Congrats, Diana. Right, thank you.
Goat.
Mr. G,
Yes, I can't find anything wrong with it. Damn it.
You can't, anything?
No, I can't believe it. Look at it. It's like 100 pages long. Yes, for the first time ever, since the formation of the NC system, we have a document without a mistake in it. I can't believe this. Look at that pretty camera, though. So again, when you're done using that equipment, the stereo equipment and the camera, and you need to dispose of it, then just call Goat Puppet and I'll come by with my trash can and I will remove those items for you at no charge. Please keep the receipts in the box, of course. That's what I do. I help the community get rid of their equipment with receipts. And what do you do with it? Oh, well, I put it in the proper place, sir, of course. Yes, and finally, we have somebody starting college. Remember, there's 3 things you need. You need a rich parent, a bottle of Tums, and a bottle of margarita. Mix up those drinks and drink as much as you can. Because once you hit 25, then you won't be able to hold your liquor anymore. So drink while you can. Quote from Jose Huizar. Fine man. Fine individual, yes. And remember, 2 votes, 1 for Fernanda and 1 for her sheepdog, Eldo.
all right, thank you, Oscar the Grouch. Any other public comments on the MER?
Don't see any other hands up.
We're gonna move to a board vote, roll call style.
Motion. Oh, I think this is Vince because it's Wendy.
No, you can do it, Fernie. It's okay.
Okay. This is to approve the June MER. Sarah?
Yes.
Ben?
Yes.
Chente?
Yes.
Fernanda? Yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Annalie? Go back to Annalie. Benny?
Yes.
Melanie? Melanie Didia?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Richard? Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
Yes.
Annalie?
Yes.
Melanie? Melanie is not. Richard?
Yes.
Right. That's 13 yeses. We need Melanie.
Motion carries. It's unanimous.
Ooh.
MER passes. All right, now we move on to the next item. I know everybody's getting beat.
Madam President, do we need Melanie's vote?
Oh, wait, Mel, I thought you said 14 votes. Yes.
We need Melanie.
Melanie,
She may have gotten bumped out.
I'm watching right now because Sarah, we lost quorum right now.
okay. but you got
Missing
one
out.
more. So I guess we should just end the meeting.
I think Melanie's phone may have died.
Oh no,
She's on the other side.
She's back. She's back.
Okay, try it now.
Melanie, your vote for the June MER?
backwards.
I'm so sorry. My phone died. I'm in my car now. I'm back. I'm sorry.
Your vote for the June MER?
Yes.
That's 14. Motion carries.
Motion carries. Motion carries. Ding, 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 ding. All right, so now we move on to item 10, 11, Elections Committee. I don't know if this is a proper item. Discussion possible action on approval of elections worksheet. We received this elections worksheet from Empower LA. We have to fill it out of where we want to have our elections, whatever the election headquarters, where we want it to be. Selena?
So I think we would need the board's vote because it needs to be submitted, and at the bottom it asks for a signature, and I believe that's yours. We would need to put your signature down there, Sarah.
Okay.
So basically we have to submit this worksheet anytime there's a neighborhood council election. And there's one coming up April 2023 for our district. I believe it's April 2023, but yes. So anywho, we put for the time, we put 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., hoping that persons who work on weekends are able to make it after work. I feel like in the past when they've done it really early, people who work aren't able to make it. We put down the Lincoln Heights Senior Center on Workman just because it's a very familiar location to most of our residents and it's ADA compliant. We didn't put like a second option just because I'm pretty confident in this location. We weren't able to add a contact because we don't have a contact. So I'm pretty sure the city could help us with that. And then for the languages, we put down English, Spanish, and Chinese for the brochures and other election literature.
They're saying that those come standard, correct? But if you want Vietnamese, you have to pay extra?
For Vietnamese, I believe so.
Well, we should pay extra for that.
So should we, because I didn't put that on there, should we?
Amend it.
Mm-hmm.
And is it, do you know if the Chinese, if it's Cantonese?
You know, I was gonna put Cantonese, but I literally just copied what was like the verbiage that was on there, and it says Spanish and Chinese, and so that's what I copied. But that's a good question. Maybe we can add that on there.
Vince, for self-affirmation, like it's too late to do our bylaws again, right? We have to wait like a whole other year now.
Correct.
So for self-affirmation, we have to go through the same thing that happened last year with, you have to show an ID.
Correct. The same
And then-
process is in for this election.
And then they look you up to see if you live at your house.
Correct. Yeah, we're not a self-affirmation council.
So if you're undocumented, you can't vote.
You know what? That was a fishy thing they did the last time because they were asking for IDs and all that.
Yeah,
You have to affirmate. It's not.
it doesn't have to abide by federal law.
Right. And you can't do a bylaw change because we don't have 18 members. It takes a super quorum to amend the bylaws.
Heard. Right, so y'all heard.
I'm still in for like a month. I can like sneak in, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, we need people to join our council. Yeah, the election stuff's super fishy. Are they gonna have vote by mail again or no?
I believe so. Do we, Jose, would you be able to chime in for these? Just because I don't want to say something and be wrong. Does he have permission to speak?
Yeah, I just unmuted him. Jose.
Doot, doot.
Jose.
Or do we wanna, because this is due August 1st, I believe. So
Okay.
it would be, if we table it, it would kind of be pushing it.
So like the whole thing, it's like you can vote if you're 16, no wait, it's 18 or older, correct?
No, it's 16.
To look at the bylaws. Really? Oh, damn, because I just translated part of the bylaws into Spanish because they don't exist in Spanish.
Oh, okay. For the youth rep positions, it's the under 18 persons who can vote. So it is 16.
16, yeah. Oh, wait.
Only for the youth rep positions.
It's
Yeah, I believe Jose said it was 14 for the youth rep.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, and then to vote for all the
16
other.
for everybody else, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes, that's what I heard from Jose.
It used to be like 14, right? So that's a lot of high school kids. So when's the election? April?
April 2023.
So the senior center, after seeing the last election, it's kind of, because it's been closed so long and the site is like a construction zone. People don't know, it kind of sucks. Like the energy sucks there. It's all dark. And weird. It's like the creepy senior center, like Ernie's Junior Tacos. Like that's what it looks like. But people are familiar with it now, so it's fine. But if anybody from the board has a request for a different spot, if you think about like 16-year-olds voting, where are they going to be at? And where is it most accessible? Please chime in. No comment? All right. So we're going to vote.
I have one comment.
Yeah.
I think you guys are familiar with New Familia Health Services. You guys might have given them the grant recently. So they're off Broadway. Christina is super, super awesome about helping out. Maybe we can talk to her. Possibly her unit is upstairs. So maybe possibly talking to her about I don't know if we can hold it there because it's upstairs, so it wouldn't be ADA accessible because that building's super old. But I can talk to her, or we can ask something else to see if she would, because they just did an event recently in the parking lot of that building too. So would that be an option, or parking lots are a no?
Yeah, the back parking lot's pretty great there. I mean, we have spaces we can use, like municipal spaces, like Youth Art Center, or we could maybe, then we have Boys and Girls Club, which we'd have to rent or whatever. We have to rent all of them, but I'm gonna break it to everybody. Like historically, the council got into a little trouble because they were holding, it was back when the Empower LA had these voter booths for digital voting, and they set them up at Lincoln High School. And then, basically all the high school kids were voting for, employees of the school. And so that was a big deal. And so they got rid of that.
Hi.
Is the Lincoln Heights Library possible?
It just has to be like we said earlier, ADA compliant. There has to be enough parking. And basically the city has to approve it. In the past, if they don't, then the city will pick a location for us. And so this has been like essentially like a safe location where I know that they'll approve it, Well,
the Lincoln Heights Library, the council used to have meetings there. It's ADA compliant. It has the basement that used to have a theater in it, but also it has the county, LA County Register of Voter box out front. So people are used to voting there. And it has, it's oriented in a way that's, I think that, what does anybody else think about the library?
I would say put it on the library as our secondary because it looks like it's, those are the only two options we have. Right
For
now.
the youth center, they can use the big lots parking lot for events, like they used to do that. So I don't know if it's like still ADA applied or anything though. But I do remember people used to like vote there too. So, and a lot of youth go there.
Well, so we'll put these two on the list, the library and the senior center, and then like Don will figure it out. Then we get to select which one we want better. Which one's better? After we think about it. Far away. All right, so any other board member discussion on this? Any public?
We have public comment. Jamie?
You get Korean for free, so you might as well ask for the Korean too. And the Chinese is Mandarin. And there is vote by mail. And if you are undocumented, you can vote, but they're gonna have to bring like other kinds of identification to like prove identity. But the long list of what they'll use is pretty big, but I understand that can still be like an obstacle, but they do allow a wide variety of like alternative identification means. So if it's like a residential voter, it's like you could bring a bill, you could bring a student ID card, that kind of thing. But the process of it is a little wonky, but you definitely can vote if you're undocumented. It's just you kind of have to be prepared for the documentation that you might need. So maybe outreach service, the outreach team that you guys could have could put outreach out that gives examples of the acceptable alternative ideas that would work.
So there's 0 vote by mail, you're saying, Jamie?
No, there's also vote by mail.
Oh, there is vote by, okay, sorry. Whew, okay, good.
It's hybrid, which I'm really happy about. I was on the election working group with the clerk, and I was very aggressive about insisting that there needed to be hybrid, so it could be as inclusive as possible. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
The vote by
it.
mail, you have to like include a photocopy of your ID, just FYI.
Or they'll follow back up with you and you can like email them it if it's like incomplete is the other bit. That's the other, yeah. So, okay, thanks. Sorry, bye.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah, Fernando, what happened to you when you were running for a seat? Sorry. You were denied stakeholdership or something?
I think it was because I submitted the ID membership card for
Okay.
yeah.
I thought it was because your mom's address, it said that you lived at your mom's or something.
I think you're right.
Like if you moved out of your parent, like another address in Lincoln Heights to another address, it'll say like,
Oh, I think it was because my driver's license had my mom's address, but the documentation I submitted was with my current address, and so they denied me, even though my mom's address is also Lincoln Heights. Yeah, they were just looking for anything to deny. Melanie?
Yeah, maybe this isn't the time to talk about it, but I got so many people in my direct neighborhood to vote who got denied because of like a birth date missing, even though they were like obviously a senior in high school and went to Lincoln High. Like they just chose any reason to deny people their right, and they didn't contact the people. We had to contact them and ask them why they hadn't received their ballot.
Yeah. Wow. And a lot of people were denied stakeholdership, even though they had proof that they're involved with organizations in Lincoln Heights. Honestly, it was a literal scandal.
230 people were voters were disqualified from voting in the vote by mail election because they were illegally disqualified based on stakeholder community org status.
Yep. And
all right.
They never gave an actual response to that either.
That's another nut to crack. All right. So
we have one last comment. Goat puppet.
Yes, over 200 of you tonight. Wow. Now, of course, you wouldn't put a California public records request into the city and make them produce all the records for all 218 rejections. Oh, no. You wouldn't want to put them to $200,000, $300,000 of overtime. No, I know you guys are too nice for that. Well, what about you? Oh, I already would have started the paperwork, yes. So again, why were they attacking your neighborhood council? Was Gil Cedillo involved? Was Maury Goldman involved? Was Jose Huizar involved? These are the questions we must ask. Yes, maybe a little note to that little FBI agency might look in there and go, we were disproportionately rejected. Can you look into it? And they'll say, nom, 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 nom. Yes, of course, yes. Yes, that's right. And if you're illegal and undocumented, of course you can vote in the election. What type of IDs? How about a gym membership? That should be okay. A school ID. A little tiny card from your consulate. For example, from the Honduran consulate that says, yes, this person used to live here in Tegucigalpa. Totally acceptable. Yes, that's right. We want everybody to vote. And voting by mail, I don't trust that. Try to drop it off in person or vote in person. Stakeholdership. They looked at your driver's license and took the address off of it. The address is only your mailing address. No. Your residence address is a confidential record if you're using a mailing address. That's your right under the California Vehicle Code. So I believe the city is engaged in a lot of crap. And I think we should look into that a little bit more. Maybe a CIS should be issued demanding all 218 rejection letters and how many were cured. But I know that you guys are too nice to do that. Yes, I know you don't cause any waves here. So we will approve this motion for our hybrid 2023 meeting and hope that we get 18 humans and a couple of pets so that you can redo your bylaws to make them more equitable. What about the South Robertson? Oh, yes, I must get over there. I'm very popular over there on the west side.
Thank you, Goat Puppet. We have one other public comment, Jessica Swan.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I was just joining in to listen in this evening. This is Jessica Swan from the Department of Toxic Substances Control. I've been out of town for a while, so I just wanted to listen in this evening. But I wanted to comment really quickly on the Mandarin versus Cantonese conversation. When you're translating a document is either translated into traditional Chinese character or simplified Chinese character. So the Mandarin and Cantonese designation doesn't matter because of those are dialects that you would consider if you're requesting interpretation. Just noting that. So you guys are fine selecting just Chinese and that will cover both dialects.
Thank you.
I see no other hands up.
All right, so we're going to take it for a roll call vote. Motion to approve the election worksheet. Who moved? Do we have a mover? Okay.
I'll present the motion to approve the elections worksheet with the amendments presented.
Second.
Seconded by Chente.
We're going to go for a roll call vote on that.
Sarah?
Yes.
Ben?
Yes.
Chente?
Yes.
Fernanda? Yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Annalee? Melanie?
Yes.
Yes, Annalee. Melanie?
Yes.
Yes. Didia?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Richard?
Simon.
Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
And Esmeralda.
Yes.
It's unanimous, motion carries.
Motion carries. Excellent. All right, you guys, coming in on the final stretch. One more, yeah, okay. So I, as president, moved to, can I do this, Vince? Yeah. So we got hit with a lot of fires this week. I wasn't able to complete some tasks. So I'm gonna have to table a couple items on here after item 12. And then I'm just reconfirming with the XCOM. Do we receive any applications for vacancies? No or yes?
I did not receive any.
Okay, so our final item is going to be this. 12A, discussion and possible action on appointment of outreach committee chair. so does anybody, I have an appointment. Should I just say the appointment or should I see if
Yeah,
any?
you can say the appointment.
I hereby appoint Vince Montalvo as Chair of Outreach Committee. And this isn't forever. Everybody can try different committees. People get busy and things happen. Fires. Do we have I move to appoint Vince as the Chair of Outreach. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, Selena. All right, any board member discussion on this? Any board member comments?
There better be a event in Lincoln Heights every weekend.
You guys better join this committee and start organizing events.
Yeah.
Put all this stuff. Summer is almost over. It's, make up for the rest of the summer. And everybody, according to our bylaws, everybody's supposed to be on one committee. And the public can be on these committees too. We have 5 community stakeholder seats on every committee. All right, so any board member discussion on this? Any public discussion? Please raise your hand and press *9. Oh, we have a hand.
Die. Goat puppets the goat.
What?
Shut up, Daniel. Oh shit.
Diana, Princess Di. Princess D. What's up? That's it? That's your comment? All right.
Thanks for all your hard work, guys. Love y'all.
You can still be on the, you can still be part of the committee by proxy.
I could.
Consult.
Hopefully. Ooh. Send me the application, man.
Okay. All right, you guys. So we're gonna do a roll call vote. We got the public comment, we got the board member comment. So roll call vote, motion to approve Vince as the Chair of Outreach Committee. Secretary said.
We lost a board member.
All right, well,
Hold on. We still have Diana here. She's still a board member for a month.
is she?
Yeah, she.
Wait, I am? You guys didn't tell me that.
Richard's back.
Oh, okay. Richard.
Is Diana really a board member still?
I thought it ended.
I could have sworn she had another month before it was ended.
Oh.
Thought it was like as soon as high school ended or as soon as she graduated, she couldn't,
Okay,
do
Richard,
the thing.
Let me get this vote out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the vote out of the way before anybody.
Sarah?
Yes.
And this is to approve the Chair of Programs and Outreach. Sarah, yes. Ben?
Yes.
Chente?
Yes.
Fernanda, yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Annalee?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Didia?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Richard?
Simon.
Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
Come on.
Unanimous, motion carries.
Motion carries. Bravo. All right, so we move on to, this is going to be one of our final items here. The announcement. It's an announcement that I'm doing, item 12E. We have the supporting document on our agenda and on our website. Has the application, everything you need. So I'm hereby announcing current Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council vacancies. 1 youth rep ending 2023, 1 business rep 2025, 1 business rep ending 2023, 1 community-based org rep ending 2023, 1 area 1 rep at large ending 2023, 1 area 3 rep at large ending in 2023, 1 area 4 rep resident ending in 2023, and 1 area 6 rep resident ending in 2023. And that's the announcement. And if you're interested, please email Secretary Fernanda Sanchez. It's fernanda.sanchez@lhnc@gmail.com, or go to our supporting documents. And as far as the pending items go, items E1 through 8, we've received no application. Sorry, Ben. And we're going to go to the last item, item 13, non-agenda public comment. One more time. Anybody from the public have anything to say? Not on the agenda. You have 2 minutes to speak. Please press star 9 or raise your hand.
We have Jamie.
Just want to say you guys were in a great meeting. I enjoyed watching it. I wanted to flag a couple items that you might be interested based on some of your other stances. Council File 21-1472 addresses the call for independent redistricting. Anybody who watched the redistricting process knows that it was I'm not being a board member right now. It was a shit show. And we could address that if we got independent redistricting in the city. It's also a really prime opportunity to ask for council expansion. Our council seats are really, really, really big. They each represent over 250,000 people, but we can double it if we wanted. All we have to do is change the charter. So if you're interested in council expansion and maybe making these seats a little bit more representative of the areas that they encompass, council expansion's one. We did a CIS that called for that. So you might be interested in that because it's really cool and you should do it, and I like it. And then also 19-0603 is my pet issue. It's Fire District 1. It's really bad. Oppose it. It's basically a regulatory capture motion by the concrete industry. It's actually what kind of got me interested in the MLO issue as well. But basically what it would do is in the places where you can build apartments, it would make it so that in a lot of areas in the city, you could only build them with concrete instead of having the option to do mass timber, which is a cheaper, more ecologically friendly material that is like very good on earthquake safety, very good on fire safety. The whole thing's a boondoggle. The lobbyists on this issue actually got caught lobbying as unregistered lobbyists and got like $100,000 fine, which is super rad from the Ethics Commission. They've also been some of the ones going into neighborhood councils and misrepresenting themselves. Not the only ones, unfortunately, but some of the ones. But it's a stupid planning and land use issue. But when you dig into the money, when you dig into what it actually does, it's at its heart, it's a regulatory capture thing for the concrete industry at the expense of literally everybody except the concrete industry. So those are the two that I thought you guys might be interested. So 21-1472 and 19-0603.
Got it. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It was rad to watch you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for visiting us today. Cool. All right. Any other public comment? Please raise your hand or press star 9. You have 2 minutes.
I guess I'm not part of the public anymore.
Oh,
Kitty.
oh yeah, Nikki. All right. So we're going to move to our favorite item. Vince, you want to?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? I don't hear any. Abstentions? Don't hear any. The meeting officially ends at 8:21. Thanks you.
Meeting is adjourned.
Yay. So I'm invited to the next council